2024, the salary cap for an NFL team was $255 million per team. In 25, it goes up to $272.5 million per team. So, hey, you take a look at Aaron Rodgers here. He got $37.5 million of pay last year. And that's a percentage, 16.6 of the team's total he took up. You take the team's salary cap, divided by his salary, and you get the cap percentage. Now, the math's off just a little bit if you do it yourself, but we'll trust what they have listed because it factors in like dead cap. You're paying for people that aren't even on your team anymore. Denver's got the worst of that, $89 million in dead cap. Russell Wilson, for instance, he's playing for Pittsburgh, and they still are paying him off for another year or two. Give him that guaranteed money. That's how that gets calculated in there. So, hey, take my word, Goff here, Herbert, even though their pay's the same, this number's off just a little, but we can still use it. It's important. We can see how much that team's got invested in that player, right? So let's take a look here and bring out the top. Aaron Rodgers comes in here at 16%. Derek Carr comes next. Then you have Kirk Cousins at 17%. And how about Matthew Stafford for 19% of the Rams' total cap last year? 20%. So 1/5 of the team's money for Jared Goff last year in Detroit. Tua. So you can just see how important Trevor Lawrence, 21% of Jacksonville's total team salary last year, you could say, was him. Jordan Love. Now here's where teams can get in trouble. Deshaun Watson, 22% of the Cleveland money was locked up in him, and you get nothing. Kyler Murray coming in next. Jalen Hurts, Super Bowl quarterback, and Patrick Mahomes. They're both getting 22% of the team's money, and they made it to the Super Bowl, so I guess you can afford to pay these quarterbacks. Lamar Jackson, Justin Herbert, some of these top quarterbacks, because these are the ones that are getting you there, maybe. Maybe like Josh Allen. And Cincinnati hopes Joe Burrow, because he's the top at 24%. 24.4% of Cincinnati's salary went to Joe Burrow last year. A lot of quarterbacks there, right? Quarterbacks. Too much quarterbacks. Let's look at non-quarterbacks and see how much percentage they make of their team. We'll go through those and look them over.
Welcome into Fantasy AI. Moving on.
Let's take a look at these position players. Number 1 is Justin Jefferson at 13.7 of Minnesota's cap. And second in line is Devontae Adams, took up 13.5% of Jets cap. Well, paying Justin Jefferson that much, $35 million a year is what it comes out to. But he was the number 2 in fantasy. So, hey, 1,500 yards receiving. You can say that paid off. And Devontae Adams, hey, for as much said there, he did 12th. 11 points of average a week. The weeks he did play, missed some weeks, a couple, 3 it looks like. But, hey, that was part of the team. Now, can you get by paying Aaron Rodgers 16% of the cap? And then Devontae Adams, 13%. That adds up to 30% in those two. Maybe that's why they're both hitting the road. Who knows? But they're both going to be out of there next year probably, right? How about CeeDee Lamb? Cooper Kupp coming at 3 and 4, 13.3 and 12.8. Hey, CeeDee Lamb, well, he finished 9th. So you're getting the top one there. And the year before that's why he got the big payday. Remember, he held out. Hurt his season a little bit probably. Finished 9th on a down Dallas year. But how about Cooper Kupp, right? Over here, they finished 15th, 10th in passing. But Puka Nacua is the story, right? He got hurt. Puka Nacua was in and out last year, especially early. So, but Cooper Kupp, he missed those games early too. So, and he's down to 9 points, only an average a game. So you're paying top. He finished 40th. That's why he's probably on the trade block. They'd like to get rid of him, move him out, right? Taking up too much. How much is he going to take of another team's? And they're going to focus on Puka, right? So next up is A.J. Brown and Amon-Ra St. Brown. So you see the first six have all been receivers. We're paying those receivers a lot of money. A.J. Brown, 12.5% of that team's money. And Amon St. Brown here, 11.5 or 0.7. So, hey, he was the number 3 receiver all overall. Good money. A.J. Brown, 18th. Not so good. Come in ranked 4th on the year. Got 18th, but hey, they won the Super Bowl. So I guess things worked out okay for Philadelphia. They got some heavy pricers on here, though. Jalen Hurts, we looked at him. He was getting 22.7. All right. So that comes in. And then A.J. Brown, for a receiver, was getting, look at this, 12.5. So, whew, that's a lot tied up just in those two. And we haven't got Barkley yet here. So we're going to see what Barkley has. We got a lot of money in those 3. All right. Well, the little secret is where those running backs show up. Remember, hey, I'll give you a little look. We're down here to the 20th. Chris Godwin. We're going down to 17. 16, Devontae Smith. We haven't even hit a running back yet, and these guys are getting more percents. Chris Godwin, $20 million a year he's getting. Devontae Smith, $25 million. Now, they won the Super Bowl. How is Philadelphia going to house any the defense? You can't. They're going to have to get rid of some of those, pay all these offensive players. So, anyway, Tyreek Hill, of course, getting 11% of Miami's money. And how about let's bring up Metcalf first at 11.5 for him. So, Miami's got a lot invested in him into Metcalf. And if you're not delivering, that causes friction. 24th for Tyreek Hill. Metcalf, 31st. Of course, on Seattle, JSN finished 15th. Right? Okay. They're saying, hey, let's look at this. He is 1.5% on that rookie contract of the team's cap, right? Well, you go over to DK Metcalf and and you see he's 12%. So maybe, and we got Tyler Lockett we're still dealing with. So maybe they're ready to move on from DK, get him signed. I don't know. It's a lot of money tied up. So you can see when these guys are getting ready, they might move on from them. San Francisco's got 2 on the team, 8 and 9, or 8 and 10. Brandon Ayuk, 12%. Deebo Samuel, almost 12% now. Who's needing paid is Brock Purdy. Remember, we went over them. He's getting cap percent, not even 0.5%. He's not even getting paid $1 million a year. That's how this has been working in San Francisco. They can get all that stuff paying all these other guys, but now it's time to pay Brock Purdy. All right? You got money tied up in these other guys, so how's that? You got 2. So that's why Debo's getting, said he might get traded. Ayuk, hey, they just paid him a lot of money, so they're going to have to live with him, right? He's getting paid $30 million a year. And that's just that just started off last year. So he's in the fold. And I guess if Debo gets the road, hey, Juwan Jennings finished top receiver for him last year. So he's still in the house. Oh, he got 1 more year on his contract. He's only getting paid $6 million. So, how much you getting tied up in these? So moving on, how about Waddle? Miami got Tyreek Hill and Waddle both here at 7 and 11. Ooh, that's a lot of money. Hey, now, for Miami and Tua, well, you don't have money for the other players. How about Washington? Terry McLaurin finished 5th, getting good money here, even though he did cost 10% or 11% of Washington's cap. But you can do that, of course, because Jaden Daniels on that rookie deal. Right, so can afford him, still got him. Hey, maybe they'll go shopping, Washington, and have some freed up money. And get some other players. You just never know. So then next you got the Bears coming on here with 2 of them, 13 and 14. 10% each, right? DJ Moore, 10%. He's got a new contract last year. 5 years. He's getting paid almost $30 million a year. He's under contract. So DJ Moore's in the house for a while. Now Keenan Allen, not sure about him. He's not under contract anymore, but last year, $20 million. Now that he got traded to them, so they were eating some of that Bears at the end there. But hey, 10%, both of them. So he's going to get re-signed. So how's that going to end up? We'll have to find out. How about Amari Cooper and Devontae Smith? Still getting 10% of the money. So anyway, you got Nico Collins, Michael Pittman. You know, are they performing? Michael Pittman, 10% of the Indy's money, 45th. Right? That don't look good. And Alec Pierce was making some noise last year under his rookie contract. Josh Downs, Michael Pittman. Hey, can we get somebody to take him off our hands? We got to pay Jonathan Taylor, right? So, hey, you can see Calvin Ridley. He getting paid. And in Houston, Stephon Diggs, but he's the end of his contract. It was a 1-year deal last year, $22 million. So where's he going to get? He going to get re-signed there? Got free agency coming up. You got to see. But what these teams are paying now and what they paid last year. Christian Kirk, 8%. Hey, that's not bad. But look, he's third on the team. You know, Brian Thomas, Parker Washington did better than him. And you got Gabe Davis down here on the list lurking too, making 5% of the tap money. Oof. Gabe Davis just signed him last year for 3 years, $13 million a year. They got Christian Kirk tied up, $18 million a year. And Brian Thomas making the noise on the team. Maybe they can get one of those traded off. That'd be nice for them, huh? So Mike Evans comes down here, only getting paid 8%. That's not, hey, compared to some of these others. But the steal is, you got Mike Evans doing good. Dallas Goedert, the first tight end, 7% of his money. He's getting paid $14 million a year, Dallas Goedert. Okay, let's bring in the big mystery here. Barkley is at 43 on this list, making only 4.5% of the time. He was the big running back free agent, only getting $17 million or $12.5 million. Dallas Goedert's getting $2 million more a year almost. Look at that, in contracts. They just aren't paying the running backs enough. And tell me Barkley didn't make any difference last year. That's the whole point of this, is they're not paying the running backs enough. Jonathan Taylor is the first one on the list, right? Coming in here at 35. David Njoku of Cleveland is getting paid $13.5 million. And Taylor's getting paid, $14 million. But just a little bit of the cap, because that cap thing comes in there. Paid the same money. Jonathan Taylor, 8th fantasy running back last year. David Njoku, even if he is the 11th tight end in fantasy, that money's not right. All right? So, go back here, Christian McCaffrey and George Kittle. Both 7.5% of their cap. George Kittle, the number 1 tight end in fantasy. So, and Christian McCaffrey, the 72nd, he was injured all year. So, see how this cap money figures in, how good you do. Whew. But look at Cleveland here. Jerry Jeudy, Njoku. If you're, although 17th, I guess Jerry Jeudy finished 17th. But anyway, Hopkins, what are you going to do with him? Cap hit. He's done. I think he's out of the contract. So, that brings up, hey, Chiefs are looking, the only one they've got left is Worthy. All they're going to have to, maybe Rice, is he going to be hurt? Who knows? So, hey, what about the Chiefs? Do they have enough? So, anyway, that's a quick look at the money. You can see Alvin Kamara down here, 46th. The thing is, all of these receivers, even tight ends, getting paid before the first 2 running backs on the list here, 35. And Barkley's at 43. The rest are Alvin Kamara makes. We've got 3 running backs on the top 45. And they're important ones, but just not making any money. Whew, are they going to finish that, straighten that out next year? Hey, if you're liking what you're seeing, please hit that like, please hit that subscribe button. And hit that like and subscribe. All right, it's time for me to fill my shorts. If you're going to fill my shorts, get a short on here. Rapid repeat. Fantasy AI with some wide receiver heavyweights like Noah Brown for Washington at 225 pounds. Treylon Burks, 225 pounds for Tennessee. Gabe Davis didn't catch a lot, 239 yards, but he comes in at 225 pounds. Big contract, too. Little Jordan Humphrey isn't so little, 225 pounds. A.J. Brown tips the scale at 226. Big wide receiver here. Alan Lazard, 227. Coming in, 500 yards receiving to go with that. Leggett, Panthers. Wide receiver, 500 yards, 4 touchdowns, and weighs 227 pounds. Johnny Wilson, the tallest on the list here at 6'6", spreads that 228 pounds over that 6'6" frame. Mike Evans comes in here at 231 pounds, has 1,000 yards, 11 touchdowns. That's great for him. And DK Metcalf, the heavyweight, 235 pounds.